Hello everybody, welcome to episode 39 of the Tamagotchi Reconnection series. We're going to pull my phone back just a little bit, so sorry about the camera wiggle there. But I'm mainly doing it so I can get better lighting on this dude. So here we go, we have the main little Bill here, which pretty cool looking Tama. Nothing much going on with him today, and he's just been pretty much chill and everything, so getting ready for him to evolve, which he's currently a little bit behind on, as you all know. I'm saying this because guess what kind of happened today? The other one evolved, but the other one's in sleep mode currently, so I'm going to change the clock in a minute and we'll wake that one up. But I figured let's go through whatever stuff with Bill real quickly. So let's see what we all... Check the shop items, see if there's anything too wonderful. I don't think there was anything too great in there. I think we had the tie already and everything. Do we have the tie? Wig, sunglasses, yeah, we do have a bow tie. Which I guess we could show off the bow tie, because since we already have it. So let's slap a bow tie on him. Bop, bop. That's what it looks like with the bow tie. It's very fancy. Very, very, very fancy, as you can see. That's pretty much it with him today. Not much going on. He is on the cusp of evolution, so we're just pretty much waiting for him to change. Now let's go wake up the other one. So, not going to do the improper way of waking up, we're just going to do it this way. So, we're just going to boop, boop, boop. And we'll do it like that. And there she is, the Granny of Dreams. And she's doing perfectly fine, but look at her. Let's get that close up. That's not what I wanted, Granny. We now have the personal marriage lady. Come on, get close. She's very clumsy for a marriage lady, but we now have our own personal marriage lady. And I wish you'd do a close up. Give us the zoom in. Zoom in! Okay, I guess there's no zoom in sprite for her. That's kind of sad, but guess it's fine for right now. But there you go. She's looking pretty awesome, pretty cool. That's pretty much it. So we're very much waiting for this one to evolve. And to get this one, you just have to reject the marriage lady a bunch of times, and at some point she'll just grow old. And that's all it is. So we're now at this weird stage where she's old. Now we're waiting for him to get old. And that's pretty much it. Because once these two get old, we should be able to marry them. I don't know if we'll be able to marry them immediately in the next episode. Because there might be like a 24-hour wait. And since this one is behind currently, it's not going to probably work out the best for us. So, bit of a pain there. Kind of sad. But I'm still excited though. Pretty cool. This one does have enough money currently, so not much worries going on for this one. But that's pretty much it for this thing. So I guess let's go mess around with some items to just show off the sprite detail or whatever. I'm going to put on the wings. I don't know. I always like doing the wings. She's evil. I always love messing around with the little wings. The wings have to be like one of my favorite items. I think like the whole concept of them is great. I wish like they could keep on the items though. Like that is like the only credit. Cause like I wish they can sit. Like look at that. Look how fancy that Tama is. And I think I always want something like the Digimon IC where like you could give them items and they'll just wear it. I know why they don't do that, because like you have to create like specific design details and stuff like that. And I've seen the negatives of that, because like was it in the color devices you could dress up your Tamas, but it eliminates all the unique animations and gets rid of like so many details about them to the point where you're just like, that's not really that interesting. You're just like, not as cool. So I understand why they do it like that. It makes sense. So for this one, we're just waiting for him to evolve, and that's pretty much it. The only bad part about the elderly stage is they go to bed earlier than the older stages. So I need to remember that and make a video way earlier in the day. But, I guess it doesn't matter too much, because, what is it? well, they'll get married in the next episode, hopefully. I don't know, hopefully there's no weight to it or whatever. And we'll have them for 3 days for the baby stage. And then we'll be just moving onwards with that. For the final run, which is insane to think about that. At least for the series, it'll be the final. We'll probably come back to the series at some point if Bandai does any more special editions or whatever of these devices. I don't know. It seems like a device I'll come back to at some point. Because it's Bandai. They'll probably sit here and spam different colors or whatever. And that's fine. That's pretty cool. I'm okay with waiting around to do whatever with these Tamas. And this one needs a lot more workout currently, because he is currently at 88. But, yeah, we're just kind of in this weird middle stage where we're just kind of waiting for stuff to happen. Trying not to make this a super short episode, because I'm like, what can I talk about? Because besides just her already being evolved, we're waiting on this one to evolve, which this one is, what is it? A nice solid few hours behind. Trying to think how many hours. Because she evolved earlier in the day, and he's a bit off, so I'm like, ooh. Because what is it? She evolved at 1 or something like that, around 1. And this guy, I think, is currently a few hours behind. I don't know how many hours, I'm trying to think. I'm like, ooh, how many hours are you behind by? It's hard to say, because, that's the only bad part about battery death, is that, it just kind of resets them back to whatever time period they were, the last event happened. And the last event was the sales shop guy. I forget how many hours, separated that is from this one. So it's like, ooh, no. But yeah, nothing too interesting going on currently. As currently 8, so maybe he'll evolve soon. I don't know if he will. That's one of those things where it's I'm hoping he evolves pretty soon. Because I'd like the next episode to just be a progress forward with the next step. So, get the marriage done, and then be on towards a special character that comes from the old couple, which is going to be really exciting. And at this point, I guess I'll go into a bit of details here. When you reach the elderly stage, you can't be able to marry anything else. You do actually need another device to marry off the old couple. You need at least another Tamagotchi connection for this marriage to happen. And sadly, these don't connect to the older devices, so you pretty much have to have 2 modern connections, or reconnections as I like to call them. So, one pretty bad negative currently with that, but overall these devices have been really great. And I think this is a really great introductory to the vintage style of Tamagotchi, which, because I know a lot of people, there's a whole separation between the color side of Tamagotchi and the black and white side. And I think this is a very good introductory point to vintage and to the weird stylings of them. Because it has a bunch of the more modern features, but also keeps up with a lot more of the vintage features. So I feel if you're wanting to get into the older Tamagotchis, this is a very good, decent way of doing it, instead of the other method of head first into the originals. Let's see, I have it right here. Instead of head first into the Gen 1 and Gen 2. Because, these are cool and all, but, these are not easy devices to get into. These keep up with every original aspect of the older devices, I think. I don't think there's any, major differences between these and the, what is it? Or, the original 1991s or whatever. So, these is, taking, a head deep first dive into it, where you get introduced to a bunch of weird aspects. Okay, it's just a poop man. The poop man! Poop, 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 poop. Let's watch her eat. Bam. But yes, I do think these are a nice, little introductory point for Tamas instead of these ones right here. These are pretty cool, but I understand, why these have much more of a, stay factor instead. Especially because if you compare these to, a lot of what came out after, it's cool to have this callback, but I also feel it's a weird step back in a way as well. I'm kind of glad they did it that way, though, because, I feel like it gets people to appreciate the modern aspects and the retro aspects way better. And especially if you start getting into Tamagotchis as a whole, if you start progressing after that point onwards, you start getting into, like, the Angel and, like, Marino and, like, the Osu and Mesu and stuff like that, where each of those have, like, very unique features. And then you start getting into the Connection line, which we've seen over the progress of this series also had some very unique steps to it. You had the V1, which was a mix between the retro and the new, and then you saw the V2, where it starts introducing shop functions and still, but like has the classic callbacks. And then we got into the Katai and Akai, where you got to see that first big major step away from like original stylings in a way. And makes this like sort of middle ground. I don't know. It's hard to explain. And then at some point we'll look into like the Entama and the Uratama and stuff like that, where they really deep dive off into very different directions after this. In a way, I want to say like the V3, and even if you look at these, it's probably like the last time a lot more of the retro aesthetics of Tamagotchi were still, like a lot of the retro functions were still a major function. Because the minute you step into the world of the Entama, the discipline system is gone. At that point, we move on to the whole, like, education system and, like, the skills-based tree or whatever, which, really cool system. I'm excited to get into the Entama at some point, but, because there's just so many bases and factors to that whole, like, tree of evolution. Like, you see, like, how you can raise one from smart to, like, be pretty, and then like other type of factors. It's a very interesting device. I'm excited to get into it at some point. Though our next series will be over some Digitamas. So, well, Digimon, as I say. Don't know which Digimon to run yet. I guess once we start getting closer to the end of this series, we'll probably sit down and talk about which OG I should probably run. Because I have the first 4 versions. So we have the original V1, we got another V1, we also got like the V2, the V3, and a V4. I just don't have a V5, sadly. So we got 4 versions to pick from, and we'll be running it with the WonderSwan. So get excited for that series, because that's going to introduce some probably really weird concepts, because you'll see the other side of Bandai's productions of Digimon, and I feel like that one's going to be very interesting, especially because I want to talk about like the training aspects of that device as well. There's a lot of interesting parts to the original Digimons, and I feel like there's a lot of those functions that sort of seem lost in a way. There's something special about the 90s era Bandai V-Pets, and it's just like, I feel like probably more should be talked about that in a way. Especially the Digimon side of the community, where I feel like they avoid a lot of the aspects of your older devices. I don't know. But this is pretty much where we're at currently. I think this is a good stopping point. Got the old lady. We're going to put her back to bed in just a minute. And we have the wonderful Bill. It's probably the last time you see Bill. So enjoy that good last look at him. We'll give him that C-button animation. Give us that close-up. Bam, look at his pretty face. Because in the next episode, he'll be gone. That beauty will age away, and he'll become an old, decrepit man. So, remember that. But no worries, that old man's gonna get jiggy with it in the next episode, so... Woo! Same with the old lady, she's gonna get jiggy with it too, so... We're gonna end the episode here, so we will see you next time! And that's pretty much it. And for those of you who are waiting on Beat-em-on episodes, those are upcoming. Those just take a bit to make, because... editing reasons, because I cut out a lot of my jibber-jabber, because I jibber-jabber a bit too much. Now, you probably already noticed that by how long these videos go on for. So, woo! I'm gonna go away now. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye!